Hey, what's up, guys? Jody Dean here. Welcome to the Scream Scene. I'm just reading some devastating news about former One Direction member Liam Payne. Dies at age 31 in Argentina. I watched a few videos of this guy that he made. I believe one was like a live stream that he made before he died. And it seems like there was some things going on inside. I don't want to say like inner demons, but just emotions and inner pain. Did it lead to this? I'm not sure. It's heavily under investigation right now, and I know in the coming days there will be a lot of this that will come to light. I always respected One Direction. I was not a One Direction fan, but respect to people doing what they do and seeing how hard it is to do it firsthand, being a recording artist myself. And their impact was just incredible. So much respect, so much props for them and what they did, what they've done. This is a sadness because, you go on the internet, and in these last few days, I've truly seen how fans have been affected by this. And I think, to me, that's one of the most, things that I kind of want to understand, not meeting somebody, but living through their music and worshiping them, cherishing their memorabilia and stuff like that. I get it. I'm a huge Smashing Pumpkins fan, and my wife has joked with me many times, not really joked, but just kind of said, like when he dies, when Billy Corgan dies, you're gonna lose your mind, and she's not wrong. Like, he's just somebody that I idolize, I love. I think he's a genius. I respect everything he's done, and for me, he is the everything artist. So, I understand, even though like I'm not a One Direction fan, I am a fan of somebody, and I know what that's like. But I've seen people take to the internet, everything from tweets, comments, just posts that people have made, and I can see the absolute heartbreak, the heartache that is there, and it's very, very sad. It's very, very sad. This guy was a young guy. He was only 31 years old. 31 years old. We're starting to see a lot more people. I feel like we're starting to see a lot more people die at a younger age. And I'm not just talking about the people from like overdoses and drugs. Of course, fentanyl epidemic has taken a lot of younger people from us. And older. Fentanyl is just a killer, an absolute killer. But this is, this seems like this is a little bit of a different thing here. I don't know. Again, this is under investigation. I don't know if this is attempted suicide. I don't know if he was on something. I don't know if he slipped. I don't know. You don't know. What we do know is it seems like we're losing a lot more younger people. God, his name just escaped me. The gentleman who played the Black Panther, amazing actor. His name has just left my mind, but he died at 40 years old from I believe it was colon cancer. We're seeing a lot more people die at 40, a lot more people die in their 30s. And that's crazy. When I was younger, it seemed like you heard about people dying natural deaths, in their 70s and their 80s. Some in their 50s and some in their 60s, but in their 30s and 40s is crazy. Now, is that because of what we're consuming? Is that because there's just overkill in the world with social media, with expectation? Expectation, man, can really mess with your emotions bad. What people expect of you, what your family expects of you, what your mate, what your lover, what your friends, what people expect of you. It can become a lot. It can become a lot to carry around, and emotionally, mentally, it can take its toll on you. And being somebody like Liam has been a part of this massive, iconic group, He's in a relationship, and he talked a little bit about his relationship in one of those videos I seen. Like I said, I believe it was alive. Somebody had sent it to me. I watched it, and I felt like there was pain there. I felt like he was trying to act as normal as he could. Hey, I don't want everybody to worry about me, but kind of just dropping enough there to say, hey, something's going on with Liam. He's hurting. But this could have been a natural thing. This could have been a not natural thing. And that's what's really, scary, that, when things are so heavy like this, we have nowhere to turn. And, I think about Jason David Frank, and these could be completely different situations, but Jason David Frank, also known as the Green Ranger, the White Ranger, the Everything Ranger, just, an absolute talent. Very missed. R.I.P. Jason David Frank. I grew up watching this guy, man, and idolized him. I never got to meet him in person, but I have comics signed by him. I've watched so many episodes of Power Rangers that he was in, and anytime I would see him, I'd get more excited than I would be about the others. No offense to the others, but something super special was there when it came to Jason David Frank. And he had a lot going on that people didn't know about. And there was little nuggets of information, like little things that you give people or you put out there, and you're like, man, he's battling with something. But to the majority, they would never know that it was that bad. It was that rough. And he hung himself. And it's crazy because as children had a wife. Now him and his wife were not great. Actually not good at all. And that could have, a lot of people say it is. And I think it's been put out there that it is, that, that had a lot to do with it. But, I've been in spots in my life before where the weight on my shoulders feels so heavy that you think that, the only way to not feel that way is the way out, but it's not, and it's very selfish because, while it may seem like it's a way out for you, the kids are the most important, and then you got fans, you got friends, you got family, and that pain doesn't go away. They say gone but not forgotten. And sometimes it does seem like people have forgotten the dead. So it's a double-edged sword where the people that have not forgotten, it continues to hurt them for long periods of time to come. Some, they never get over it. It just gets easier to deal with. And then in some cases, you think that your pain's going to end by jumping off the edge or doing something that you shouldn't. And it's actually the exact opposite. If I'm a very spiritual person, so, I have a relationship with God, but I've been studying the paranormal for many years, and I believe that ghosts are among us. If you believe that, and you're on this side in a physical existence, and you say, I'm in so much pain, I'm going to take my life so I don't feel like this no more, but now you're just a ghost, and you're still here witnessing the same dramas, the same things, does it ever really end? And I believe it doesn't. So, that's a real sadness right there, to know that somebody was suffering on this side. They did something catastrophic. Now they can't be here for the ones that they love. And maybe they're suffering on the spirit side. That's very sad. And I hope that's not the case, but I do believe it to be the case. And that sucks. And all we can do is pray that everybody finds a way. I would think about, the one thing I could say is, if you were a spirit and you could go anywhere, you could do anything, you could just go to a very quiet, remote place and be surrounded by nothing. And maybe there you would find your peace, and you wouldn't have to worry about things like bills and this and that. But other people worry, and that's where the selfishness is. So you have to get through these storms. I've learned it firsthand. I've been there. I have a great life, but everybody, man, can be broken. It doesn't matter how strong you are. And I think that once you get through a storm, it does something to you. I've always told friends and people, I've said, hey, if you can get through this, you're going to have more armor. You're building armor for the things to come. And that's what's going to get you through this life. That's what's going to make it easier. And when you find yourself in these situations where it seems like the world's just crumbling around you, you're going to be able to deal with it. No matter what the situation, your bills, your friendships, your love, whatever it is, you'll be able to figure it out when there's nothing that you haven't been through. And I think that we have to go through stuff in order to be able to deal with it. And some people, they break along the way, and it is so sad. It's so sad. I've always tried to use one of my platforms to say something positive and get people to think in another way. Because sometimes when you're at that point right there, you just need to think about something different. Having kids, I can't imagine thinking like that, because you got to be there for your kids, man. And knowing that kids are your fans and they're watching. I've seen a lot of fans take it really, really hard when one of their idols die. I've heard of situations of people killing themselves because, the person they were a fan of, their idol, died and they just didn't want to live no more. I've seen people completely engulf themselves in their idols. Music artists, listen to them from the time they wake up till they go to bed. All they wear is merch by that person. They go to their concerts. They watch every move, every tweet. And then all of a sudden, imagine that person's gone. Yeah, like it would knock a pretty big dent or put a hole in your heart. And I hope to God that everybody that's going through those things, going through that pain right now with Liam and with anybody, I hope that you guys can find some kind of positivity in times of pain, because you need it to get through. Pain can destroy you. I've often described it as if I feel like the world's crumbling around me. I need to find a way to be happy. No matter how bad things are, find a way to be happy. And that's crazy because we all deserve time to grieve. But at the same time, pain can put you into a dark place, a dark hole. And if you let yourself get there, it affects other people around you. And that's where you got to be the light, man. You got to be the light for everybody. And it's hard. And listen, I'm not one of those speakers that are coming on here, positivity. I strongly believe in it. I love it. I live it. It feels way better than negativity. I'm not like some trained professional, but I can speak through life experiences. And no matter how strong you are, we're all going to break again. I still can be broken. I don't feel like I can, but I'm a realist. It can happen. Your worst fears can come to light, something happening to a loved one, God forbid. But you can make it through these things. Your armor is forming, and always try and think of something positive that makes you happy when you're in that dark place. And I hope you find it, guys. I'm Jody Dean. This is the Scream Scene. Rest in peace to Liam Payne, and to all those that are suffering out there. My condolences to you. This was a true sadness, man. Way too young, way too talented, and definitely might be gone, but not forgotten. So make sure your notifications are on. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I love you guys, but until next time, sweet nightmares.